I've been like just practicing my aim and stuff, trying to get better at this, but it comes and goes. It's very like you take 2 steps and then you go back 1, like every single day it feels like, right? Like there'll be some days where I'll be like fragging out by the end of the day, and you'll get back on the next morning and it'll be like, I am rough. There's a concept in this game, it's called counter strafing, right? So if you're moving and then you move the other direction, there is a moment when you are completely accurate, right? So I'm pretty bad at it, but you'll notice I can hit these shots like pretty much in the same spot when I'm moving, right? No, that one was bad, but and that's generally used for like peeking angle, right? Not a super gamer on Twitch. Okay. I noticed that you can do it while you crouch too. It's not 100% the same, but it's like pretty accurate. Where if you're moving, and instead of like moving the other direction, you can just crouch, and that'll be pretty dead accurate. I just suck, but like I feel like that could be useful when you're playing the game, right? I'm so bad. There we go. You don't even really have to stop moving all the time, right? So like you're moving and shooting, right? It goes all the way like this. But like if I'm just shift walking, it's actually bad. Like you can still kill people like this, right? So moving and shooting honestly isn't even terrible in this game. I've yelled at it, not yelled at, but like I've seen people doing it before. I'm like, hey, don't move and shoot. Honestly, if you're shift moving and shooting, it's not terrible. I still want to do it because like the accuracy like depends on it, right? This is a game where you're supposed to be like pinpoint accurate. If you're moving and shooting and your shot goes awry and you miss that shot because of it, it's much better to just stop moving and hit the shot, right? In a game where your first shot matters, it feels like it's not always best to have inaccuracy like that, right? But that being said, it's an option. Like, same with crouch shooting. Crouch shooting is even more accurate, right? Fuck. Okay, maybe it's not. If you crouch move, it's not bad, honestly. You can hit shots like this. Now, I would never recommend with this information peeking at an angle like this. Don't do this. You should still do the counter strafing when you're gonna peek an angle. But if you must move and shoot, shift walk and shoot. It's not bad. I'm just bad. People like hitting running one taps with deagles, and it makes me want to alt F4. Let's go test that. Go test the running with the deagle. I think that the frustrating thing about this, right, about moving and shooting, is because in Counter-Strike this was not an option. You don't run and shoot, right? But in this game, it seems like it might be a viable option, which is I think that makes the frustration when it happens, because like a lot of people come from Counter-Strike where like they're taught this is bad game mechanics, and in this game it's a completely different game, so that's one thing, right? It's like kind of an option, right? So that's not super accurate, right? But it's not terrible. Like my bullets aren't going crazy, right? Fuck. I would just like if my aim was good. Okay, this is not an option. I would not. Yeah, they're gonna lucky one taps in that situation. Then that's not good. What if the crouch? If you crouch move, this is accurate. Still though, I don't think this is how you're getting peeked by a deagle, right? But if you're going to move and shoot, crouch move, that'll be pretty good. Pretty alright. Unbind crouch and you'll be 10% better, or 10 times better at Valorant. It's possible. I think that what he means by that is there's a lot of people like crouch peeking and stuff like that. So when you crouch, it blows, it like makes your body smaller, right? And a lot of people aim for the chest. So this is going to result in you getting headshotted more often, which is generally why you don't want to crouch, right? If you're already missing all of your shots though, like I don't know if it's terrible advice. Like land your shots first. You probably don't want to get into the habit of crouch shooting all the time, but thanks for the game yesterday, by the way. It was nice playing with some teammates that know what they're doing. Yeah, dude, I feel that. I was playing with randoms for a little bit. I queued into a game, and they would only buy the Bucky. That is all they would buy, and they wouldn't talk to me either, dude. I was just alone, and I was like, "Hey guys, if you're not gonna talk to me, I'm just gonna play music." And I just turned on music, and I started fragging out. I was like, "Oh, this is dope," but I started fragging. It was weird. I played music, and I couldn't hear anything, and I was just stomping on all of them. I got a 4K like the very first round. The unfortunate part though is I got the 4K, but I didn't land any headshots, and I was like, if these were better players, I would have died there, you know. So I'm trying to remind myself when I spray, aim for the head. You're supposed to aim for the head and go down. You're not supposed to aim for the body and hope that your recoil hits him in the head. Aim for the head, pull down, right? That way, if you don't hit the head, at least you'll hit the body shots. But your first shot should always be going to the head. What is your sensitivity and DPI? So I play on 400 DPI and 0.25 sensitivity. I've messed with it a little bit. I used to be playing on 0.23, but I was noticing that I was playing poorly. And I think it's because I was under flicking whenever I went for headshots, right? Where now that my sensitivity is up just a little bit, it feels a lot more comfortable. I still miss shots, obviously, but I've only been playing on the sensitivity for like a day or two, right? I mean, like, everybody misses shots. You're never gonna have like 100% accuracy, be like perfect, right? Everybody misses shots, but this is one that I'm feeling a lot more comfortable on. Generally, when I'm aim training too, this is something I've thought about. I don't know. I like to look into like the psychological aspect of it a little bit, right? When you're doing this, when you're shooting bots, I don't think that it's helpful for you when you miss shots or to be doing it so quickly that you're missing shots. If you are missing shots, I think that you're training it wrong. And the reason for that is, listen to the sound when I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. It might be too loud. Listen to the sound when you land a headshot, right? You get the like crisp, like the sound of the bot's head like exploding, right? When you land body shots, it sounds different. That audio right there is, I think, can be used as like a reinforcer, right? I forget what the term is. But when you do something good and you get that like audio feedback, that like, oh, that was a good shot, I think that's better to like tell your brain, hey, keep doing that. Hey, that was a good shot. Hey, you need to do this. You need to, that's what you want to do. And you see when you miss a shot and then you like correct, I feel like it's telling your brain, hey, you missed, but that was okay, right? Which, I mean, like, it is okay. But I think that if you're training, I think it's better to take your time for the headshots, as even if it's more boring, and make sure that you're like cashing in on all of that, right? This is more like psychological stuff, though. I don't think that I have no evidence that this works, right? But I think it would be really interesting to take players side by side. There'd be too many variables, right? But like, take two players, they're like the same skill level. One of them does it like this, where they take the time to aim for every single shot, and the other one just does this. Like, they just shoot, and like maybe they miss and they correct like all the time, right? You take these two guys, you let them like aim train for like 10 hours. 10 hours sounds like a long time though. And then you see where they're at, and then you do like I don't know, one of these tests, right? You do this one, see how they do. I'm pretty scuffed at this sometimes. I average like around 10. This is actually hard. Like, I know some people are better at this than me. Some people are worse. Dude, give me 10. I want 10. Yeah. Okay, we got it. Nice. Sweet. Classical conditioning. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Native80. Just like the conditioning. Yeah. So when you hear that audio, I feel like this is probably really good for you. Like, I think if you turn this off, you would see less improvement. But I think having that audio cue whenever you land the headshot, it just feels good to the brain. So it reminds you, hey, go for headshots, right? Or hey, that was a good shot. Keep doing that. Classical conditioning. Thank you for that. To be honest, setting the bots to hard throws off flicks in the game. Does it actually? You have like a source for that? Because I'm interested in looking into it. I'm not like doubting what you're saying. I believe it. But like, so the problem, this is my problem with bots, right? When you set them to hard, all that this is training is your flick shots. It's not training like anything else. And like, it's good to train your flicks, right? Like, you're gonna have to flick every now and then in the game, right? But like, this isn't helping you with peeking angles. This isn't helping you with like, maybe like multiple encounters or anything. There's a lot of different types of shooting than flick shooting, right? You're not you're not always just going to be going for these flick shots. So this is helpful in like some scenarios, right? But I think that a lot of people like think of this as like a be-all end-all for your aim. It's not. Like if you just come in here and you try to like frag out on this, like that's awesome. Like if you can get like plus 15 points on that, and you can feel really good about your aim, that's awesome. That's good aim. There's nothing wrong with that. But you gotta recognize there are a lot of different types of aiming. That's why I almost prefer to just to like do this. But like the problem with this, right, is I feel like these bots are too close. Is there a way I could spread them out? Also, these guys aren't moving now. You're never really shooting against standing still targets, against good players anyway all the time. Like, if you're gonna peek the angle, so somebody commented about like doing a sage wall. This is what Waffles told me earlier. I saw this on Reddit too. You can drop the wall, and then you can like peek around it, and you can like try to do like angle peeks, or, like take players out. This is an okay thing for you to do. I'm not very good at the game, but this is how you can like practice peeking your angles, right? Oh, there's a guy there. You go for the peek. Maybe you do like counter strafing, or you try to. The problem with any game, really, this is the problem with bots, right? In any game, normal players don't generally play like bots. Even the best bots, normal players don't play with them. There was a bot for Dota. I forget what it was called. I'm sure Nady knows what it was, but I think it was DeepMind. And this Dota bot 1v1 pros, and it would basically just analyze how they played and how to beat them. And it was like really cool because this bot, like it lost the first game to the pros, I think, and then the second game, every single time, every single person that it went against, the second game, it would destroy them. And the pros would say, even though it was like one of the best bots in the world, and they were playing against the best players in the world, you think the best players are playing most optimally? The bot would do like really weird things, and it would beat them, right? This isn't necessarily what we're talking about here. These bots are worse than regular players, right? But like, even the best bots in the world don't act like real players, right? And then when we're playing against the worst bots in the world, of course they're not going to act like real players. So when I come in here and like I shoot them, or if I throw on strafing and stuff, like they'll strafe when I kill them. Hold on. We want them to strafe. Spawn. There we go. Now they're strafing, right? These guys will strafe, but like it's not gonna feel like I'm shooting real players, right? And I think that's the problem. God, I'm so bad. Okay. It's really hard to simulate like an actual encounter, right? The only way to do that is to play actual games. And this is why I think in our aim trading video with Titan, he basically said the best way to get good at the game is to play the game. It's to play a lot of the game and get used to it. Play with good players. Do into like customs and stuff like that. I think that would be the best way to improve. Strafe the bots with the walls up. Yeah, that's how you get them on top of it, right? There you go. I'll throw it right there, and then I'll do like my wall right here. I like the wall that he put like sideways earlier. So like this is an interesting training mechanic, right? There is more verticality in this game than it is in like CS:GO, but like very infrequently are you gonna have to like flick up to them, right? When you like peek the angle. So you could use this as like an aiming tool, where you come around the angle and you like try to aim up at them, but it's not perfect. So, like, rip. What do you think of the visual recoil feedback? All guns feel a little Nerf gun, not enough screen shake. I don't know what I feel about like visual recoil. I don't know if this is exactly what you're referring to, but we're gonna stop these guys from strafing. I don't love how my screen flicks up whenever I shoot, right? Did it do this in CS? This is really distracting for me. Can I stop that? Maybe this is a good mechanic for like visually, but like, I don't know. It drives me kind of nuts how my screen shakes up. I kind of just wish like the gun would be what's moving. I don't want the screen shake. It feels hard to land consecutive shots when it's doing like when my screen's flicking up every single time I shoot a deagle.